Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's video is going to be part 2 of my samples resource-esque kind of video where I talk to you about places where you can get fragrance samples, specifically hard to find niche ones, reputable places where you can get authentic samples that's not going to rip you off. Now my very first video I did earlier today, I will link it below, is where I talk about Scentbird. It is a subscription service that has a really nice library of hard to find niche fragrances at a very good price. I'm not going to be mentioning Scentbird. This video is going to be about 2 specific websites that I go to for my samples, and also tips and tricks to get samples as well from different shops and houses if you are looking to try some samples from a specific place, like if you wanted to go to Armani Privé or Amouage or things like that. Ways that you can get samples as well. So if you want to know what I think, or my thoughts and my resources and my advice for sampling fragrances and getting hard to find niche samples, then keep watching. Now, both of the websites I'm going to talk about are going to be places where you purchase samples, but a lot of times when you make purchases, you get samples and you don't have to make a purchase. So say you buy a full bottle of perfume, I know one of them will let you choose 1 to 2 to 3 to even up to 6 samples of whatever you want, depending how much the perfume cost. The other one, I don't know, I think they just throw in 1 to 2 samples of whatever they're sampling at the time. The 2 shops I'm going to talk about are going to be Twisted Lily and Luckyscent. I'm going to briefly go into Twisted Lily. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth of Luckyscent because I do talk about it a lot. Now, Twisted Lily is a wonderful, fantastic website. It has a lot of beautiful fragrances as well as home gifts, bath and body, and things like that. It's kind of like a fragrance apothecary is how they market themselves. And they have a lot of very hard to find niche brands, and they have a lot of popular brands too. I don't know if it was always like this, but it seems to me that just about any fragrance you want, 0.7 ml, will cost you $4 plus shipping. So you can pretty much try a variety of hard to find fragrances and brands and some very popular niche brands if you're willing to spend $4 per sample, but they do have a really fantastic library of fragrances. A lot of them are hard to find, and it's a great resource if you didn't want to spend too much money and you wanted to try some hard to find niche brands, fragrances at a decent price where you're not spending an arm and a leg for a sample or a decant. With this video, I'm also going to show you how I organize my samples. The last video I kind of did a collection of my Scentbird. This video I'm going to show you my samples. Now I have severely, and I mean severely, decluttered my samples. I gave away like over 100. I had so many. I did giveaways on my Instagram. I constantly do giveaways on my Instagram. On Tumblr, guys, look below. I will have link below. Make sure to follow them if you want giveaways. You don't have to. I'm not super as active on my Instagram and my Tumblr. I just kind of post my scent of the day and a few little things, but if you're interested, it's fun to follow. I'm way more active on my blog and specifically on YouTube. But I wanted to show you my samples and then also talk about Luckyscent. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Luckyscent because they're pretty much my go-to when it comes to buying niche fragrances online. Now, I am not opposed to purchasing anything from a discount website or purchasing testers. There's nothing wrong with that. I find no issue with it. I have bought plenty of things from discount websites. I bought tester bottles. I think if that's what you're going for, go for it. It's great. Most of the time for me, I'm purchasing it for the juice. I don't really care about the status of a bottle or a cap. I just want to smell a particular way. So testers and all that stuff are awesome. The issue that I have is sometimes some of those websites might not sell authentic juice, or the bottles might be a little bit older and not kept in a good way. That's one of my kitties. So that the juice might not be in tip-top condition. Down to niche fragrances that I'm going to be spending a lot of money on, I want to go with a company that I trust, that has excellent customer service, a fantastic selection, lets me choose samples, and on top of that is quick shipping. I love Luckyscent just in general as a place to purchase fragrances, samples, and full bottles alike. You'll hear me talk about them a lot. I am not affiliated with them, I am not sponsored, I am a consumer, and I just really love and respect their business. So going back to samples, they offer samples on pretty much every single fragrance they have, and it varies in price depending on how expensive the bottle is. The only time they don't have a sample is if they are currently out of a sample. So you can pretty much try everything. They have the entire lines, I'm pretty sure, or 2/3 of a line of most of the niche brands that a lot of people really want to try. Amouage, Etat Libre d'Orange, by Kilian. They have Creed, they have Tom Ford, the private label. They have everything. I could literally just sit here and just... That being said, their samples can go quite pricey, and that's probably the only con I have. You're getting a small amount. I think you're getting 0.5 milliliters. I could be wrong, 0.5 or 0.4. I'll link it below, or not link, I'm going to link Luckyscent below, obviously, again, not affiliated, but I'll also, like I did with Scentbird, and when I said how much it costs and how much you get, in the description box below, I will give you an exact amount of juice that you get when you purchase a sample. Now, I've spent $5 for a sample to $35 for a sample. It varies depending on the fragrance. Do you understand that $35 sample was for a $1,200 bottle of perfume, and I wanted to make sure I liked it. I didn't like it $1,200, but it was really ridiculously beautiful, and I'm glad that I sampled it and I got to experience it for a fraction of the cost of purchasing a bottle. And that's the other thing too. Sometimes it's nice to be able to experience something without really investing in a full-size bottle. There's a lot of fragrances out there that I would love to maybe wear for a special occasion that I would only wear once or twice, and I don't have the space to house them. And it's virtually impossible to get authentic decants of them, so that's why I like to get multiple samples of them. So I might get 5 or 6 samples of them from Luckyscent. Now that being said, Luckyscent will ship your samples for you for I think about $5. I think if you spend a certain amount of money, you get free shipping. I think it's $75 or $79, I could be wrong. Again, go to the website and get the correct answer. Don't trust me on that because I am bad with numbers. But the other thing that's really awesome about Luckyscent is that if you purchase a bottle of perfume, like $100 or more, they will give you an allowance for samples. So they will say, okay, you spent $100, you get to choose 3 samples. Choose the samples. As long as you're not getting like a $35 sample, they're pretty ridiculously generous. I think I spent $150 on a bottle and I got like $30 in samples with the 3 that I chose. They were very nice and generous. Sometimes they'll also sneak another sample in there if you say you want 4 and you only choose 3. And if you're to say, hey, if this is out or this is too expensive, I'd like this one. They did do that for me one time where they gave me 4 when I was supposed to get 3. I'm not going to say they're going to do that. That might have been an error, but that was still a very nice error on their part. But I do ridiculously trust them because I think that they're a fantastic company and they have a wonderful array of samples with hard to find fragrance. The biggest example I can give for that is when it comes to the Le Labos. Luckyscent in September has their Le Labo City Exclusives event where they carry all of the fragrances that Le Labo has available as city exclusives. That means these are only available generally if you were to go to the stores, like the New York store, the Chicago store, the Paris store. You can get samples of those fragrances, and that's how I found Bay Rose 26, which is my favorite fragrance of last year and one of my all-time favorite fragrances. You can purchase samples of them, and you can also purchase bottles of them. So it's a great way to get ridiculously hard to get fragrances. That's literally as easy as ordering something from Amazon. They're very easy, they're very fast, and I trust them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is like I trust them inexplicitly. Is that the right word? I really trust that. So that's kind of why most of this video is devoted to Luckyscent. So if you guys ever want to know where I get my samples from that I pay for, it's Twisted Lily and Luckyscent. I have 4 ways of organizing them. One is kind of like my dump drawer. A long time ago, I used to take all of my fragrance samples out of these little things. I would just immediately throw these away and dump them in here. This thing was full to the top with samples, guys. It was like, I got rid of a lot. I decanted a lot, gave away gifts, giveaways. I did so many. Now I keep them in here because it's so much more easier to organize. So I have all of my ones that are like this in their little sleeves. Tom Ford, Balenciaga. This is Penrose. I'm really interested in trying some of their fragrances. Excuse me, I have Acqua di Parma. I have, no joke, I mean, this isn't a lot if you consider how many fragrances. I think I have like 10 of Tom Ford Orchid Soleil, maybe 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7. I have 2 in here, 2 loose. So I have like 9 samples of Orchid Soleil. The reason why, my mom hates Orchid Soleil, and she did a variety of different orders. Like, she'd buy something, then forgot she needed something else to get something else, and she thought she'd like Orchid Soleil because she likes orchids, and she's like, oh my gosh, I hate this. Oh my gosh, 3 more packages are coming with it. And I had gotten it several different times because I really like it, so she gave me all of them. So I have a lot of Orchid Soleil. This is another Penrose. This is some from Maison Margiela. I can never pronounce this name. I need to learn to pronounce names. Margiela. This is what I got when I ordered from Parfum One. These are Twisted Lily samples right there, which is very nice of them to send me that. Samples, 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 samples. This shouldn't be in here. This is from Cindy's Labs. This is Cedar Wood, Grapefruit, and Oud. This should go in my little vaporizer area. Okay, so these are all these guys. There's not that many, again, because I'd used to open them. So what I do is I have them in little sandwich bags, and I wrote what they are. So I kind of went into this a little bit when I was doing my rollerball and atomizer collection, so I'm not going to go too much into this, but the next little thing I have is this is what Library of Flower fragrances come in, and in this, everything falls out. In here are fragrances that I am sampling and deciding if I want to purchase a big bottle, or they are just favorites of mine that I want to easily grab. They're not in that big thing that's in the back of my cabinet. They're easy for me to grab and go. Sample to buy. Am I going to buy a bottle? Am I not going to buy a bottle? That's what these are. I also have this, guys, which are samples that I also might buy. I don't know. Okay, so guys, I purchased like 4 of these guys. This is the M. Micallef Rose Extreme. This one is so expensive, but I'm going to be buying a bottle of it. And when I buy a bottle of it, I'm going to be doing a full review on it. I'm not going to buy it yet because I bought a lot of fragrances the last month. Like, I have them over here. I got like at least 10. So I'm going to give myself a little breather from buying fragrances, and then when I come back, I'm going to buy that bottle. So good. But yeah, that's what this area is. And then over here real quick, I went into it. These are the samples of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is my Decadence, my roller balls, and like if I have extra samples of something, like I had a lot of Rose Anonyme from Atelier Cologne, Big Product Candy, and all that stuff. I have them all in here. So that's my sample collection, my much decluttered, much downsized sample collection. I talked about this for too long, so I'm going to exit the sample collection and we're going to go back to talking about samples. So yeah, that's my sample collection, and I kind of went a little bit overboard on that, I'm sorry. But I did kind of want to show you what I have. So basically, I would recommend, for me, the places that I trust for purchasing expensive niche fragrances as samples. If you're looking for a reliable source, Twisted Lily and Luckyscent, I will link them below. Again, not affiliated, this is not sponsored. I just wanted to talk to you guys about places I love. This video is a little bit longer than I want it to be, but I'm gonna end it here. Got a little mosquito bite here still. It's great. In any case, I hope this video was helpful. I know I kind of went on weird tangents, but I am going to quickly sum it up for you. The 2 websites, which I'm going to link below, that I recommend above just about any others are Luckyscent and Twisted Lily. They are the ones I recommend for niche brands. Twisted Lily is about $4 per sample. Luckyscent depends on the sample that you're getting and the price of the bottle of perfume, but they pretty much have samples available for all of their fragrances, and if they don't, they're usually on back order and you can get them later. Another tip I have is to develop a good relationship with your SA, and they will be more than happy to give you samples, especially if you reward them with purchasing things. And also, don't be afraid to ask SAs, even if you aren't intending to purchase. If you want to try something, just be respectful of their time and other customers. Also, if there's one or two samples of something you definitely want to buy, but you need more than one sample to try it out and feel comfortable for it, and you're purchasing from Sephora and you have the free shipping, you can break your order into 2 or 3 different orders to try out those scents. I wouldn't recommend doing that each time because it can be a little wasteful when it comes to the time at their warehouse and also shipping supplies, but it is a great way if there's 1 or 2 fragrances you wanted to buy but you wanted to wear it for a while before you committed to purchasing a full bottle. It is a great way to get a few extra samples out of them as well. I hope this resource was helpful to you. I will link my first one below that went up earlier today. I wanted to have this one a little bit later because I know I was going to be sitting here in my vanity. Looks like a cat's coming down, I don't know. So you're getting me later on in the night after dinner, after playing Overwatch all day and Pokemon Go, so I'm kind of ready to go to bed, but I did want to bring this to you. So if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.